Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, we are going to discuss today from Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela, chapter 4, from verse 100 onwards. And the topic today is Your Body is My Property. So, okay, this is verse we are starting here, the verse 100. Avatara Karya Prabhura Nama Prachare Se Nija Karya Prabhu Karina Tomara Dware. Avatara Karya Prabhura Nama Prachare Se Nija Karya Prabhu Karina Tomara Dware. Avatara Karya Prabhura Nama Prachare Se Nija Karya Prabhu Karina Tomara Dware. Anyone would like to repeat this verse?
Can I do it, Mataji?
Yes, please, please. Yes, Mataji.
Avatara Karya Prabhura Nama Prachare Se Nija Karya Prabhu Karena Tumara Dware.
Chai. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I'll go ahead, Mataji. Is it okay?
Yeah, with pleasure, Prabhu.
Yes. Avatara Karya Prabhura Nama Prachare Sai Nija Karya Prabhu Kare Na Tumare Dware.
Chai. Hari Hari Bol. Yes, Prabhu. One more devotee, please.
I'll give it a try. Mataji.
Yes, please, Prabhu.
Avatara Karya Prabhura Nama Prachare Se Nija Karya Prabhu Karena Tomara Dware.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhu. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for which he has descended as an incarnation, is to spread the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord. Now, instead of personally doing so, he is spreading it through you. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mugam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripatamahamam Vande Shri Gurum Tena Tarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Pashyata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for which he has descended as an incarnation, is to spread the importance of chanting the holy name of the Lord. Now, instead of personally doing so, he's spreading it through you. Okay. So, interesting one. So, last week, we saw that, just to give an idea where we left. So we saw that Sri Sanatana Goswami, because of, consuming some bad water in the Jharkhand forest, he contracted a disease by which, his body was afflicted with the itchy sores. And so because of that, he had a great suffering. And also, the fluid was oozing out of that itching sores and causing terrible pain. And so he felt that his body is now useless, that he can't serve the Lord properly. So what is the point of having this life? So let me finish my life by going under the wheel of Lord Jagannath's cart during the Rath Yatra festival. In that way, at least I will achieve an auspicious destination. So this is what Sanatana Goswami was thinking. And he came all the way to Jagannath Puri to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he wanted to give up his life in the presence of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his associates. And we saw that Mahaprabhu told that if this is the way one has to achieve an auspicious destination, that then I can even give up my life millions of times. But this is not the way. The only way is to through devotional service. And we saw the 9 process of devotional service. And out of that, chanting is considered as the topmost by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is what we discussed last week. Now Mahaprabhu is giving a much more, wonderful reason why one should not do this activity, which is considered sinful, to give up one's life. A very beautiful, point Mahaprabhu is making here. So before that only, Sanatana Goswami could understand the heart of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he was explaining all those things, he understood that the decision is not appreciated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows past, present, and future, and he has now forbidden me to commit this suicide. So then he immediately fell at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he prayed to him. And he said, "Oh my Lord, you are Sarvagnya." Sarvagnya means omniscient. You are Kripalu. You are the merciful personality. And you are the Swatantra Ishvara. Swatantra means independent. Ishvara means the master, the supreme personality of Godhead. So I dance as you cause me to dance, like a wooden instrument. And what is my position? My position is Nicha. I am low born. And then he says, I am also the lowest, Adama. And, my behavior, my characteristics are very sinful. So he says that if I live, what is a profit? There is no use. If I live, also no use, because I am the lowest. I am abominable. I am condemned. What is the use of me living? What benefit it gives? So he is presenting himself very humbly. So then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said a very profound statement. He said, Prabhu kahe, here Prabhu is Mahaprabhu. He says that, Tomara deha, your body. Simple, easy to understand. Tomara deha, your body. Mora nija dana, my personal property. Your body is my property. That's the topic we saw today. So Mahaprabhu is telling, your body is my personal property. And then he says that, so you have now surrendered unto me, so you no longer can claim to your body. And you don't have any rights to destroy someone else's property. So can't you understand, or can't you make a decision what is right and wrong? So like that, Mahaprabhu is actually putting forth the question, to Sanatana Goswami. And he says in another point, Tomara deha. Previously he said, Tomara deha mora nija dana. So he said, your body is my personal property. Now he says, Tomara sharira mora pradana sadhana. Your body is my chief instrument, my principal instrument to carry out many instructions, to carry out many necessities for the well-being of the people. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is listing, Sanatana, please listen. These are the things I want to, execute through your body. And what are those things? So many instructions. So he says that, dear Sanatana, I want you to, teach people about devotion, how to become a devotee, how to execute devotional service, how to attain love of Godhead, which is the final fruit, and how a Vaishnava should behave, how a devotee should behave, what is his duties, what are his characteristics. And then also, you also have to establish centers, temples, so that people can come and cultivate and develop love of Godhead. And I also want you to excavate all the lost places in Vrindavan, because there are some holy places over a period of time it got lost, and then someone has to excavate it. So I want you to do that also. And finally, I also want you to teach people how, a person in a renounced order of life should live, you know. So, and we see that, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, Sanatana Goswami took those instructions very seriously. And he wrote a book called Brihad Bhagavatamrita. I don't know how many of you got the opportunity to read that book. A very amazing book. Brihad Bhagavatamrita. In that book, he's actually the first 3 points he's covering. So this book is teaching us how to become a devotee and how one can execute devotional service to Krishna and how one can attain that ripened fruit of love of Godhead. And then he also wrote a book, Hari Bhakti Vilas. In that book, actually, it starts, talks about how one should behave. If someone claims I am a devotee of Krishna, what should be his characteristics? How he should behave? What are his duties? So in Hari Bhakti Vilasa, Sanatana Goswami actually brings all this, points there. And then we also know that he established the Madan Mohan temple in Vrindavan. That is the first deity. In Vrindavan, we see Radha Madan Mohan. So that was also established by Sanatana Goswami. And also many lost places were excavated by the leadership of Sanatana Goswami. And by his own example, the final instruction, by his own example, he showed how a person in renounced order should live, especially being in Vrindavan, how one should carry out this order of renounced order of life. So by his own example, he taught. So all those instructions, what Mahaprabhu, gave him, he executed it. And Srila Prabhupada writes very in detail about that in the purport. So Mahaprabhu is telling, so I am thinking, because why Mahaprabhu is telling, he's giving a very nice reason also. He's telling, my dear Sanatana, actually after, Mahaprabhu took sannyas, he stayed in Jagannath Puri. We all know that Sachi Mata, Mahaprabhu's mother, requested Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to stay in Jagannath Puri. Mahaprabhu wanted to go to Vrindavan, but Sachi Mata said, no, you stay in Vrindavan. Because Bengal and Jagannath Puri, they are quite close. So she can get information about Mahaprabhu easily. And devotees constantly go from there to here and here to there. So she said that you please stay in Jagannath Puri. So he took the orders of his mother and he stayed in Jagannath Puri. So he told Sanatana, I cannot now go to Vrindavan and Mathura and stay there because I've taken this instruction and I am staying now in Jagannath Puri. So who will teach the people in Vrindavan about the religious life, how they should carry with their duties and responsibilities, and how, they have to live as per the scriptures? So who is going to teach us? I can't do that. So I want to do all that through you, through your body. And now you are telling that you will commit suicide. How will I tolerate that? So Mahaprabhu is telling this to Sanatana Goswami. Then immediately Sanatana Goswami is offering his obeisances and he's telling to Mahaprabhu, oh my dear Lord, who can understand your deep desires? As you make one dance, he dances accordingly. How he dances and who causes him to dance, he does not know. So like that, he's glorifying the Lord, and then he is offering his obeisances. Then Mahaprabhu is looking at Haridas Thakur and very sweetly he's telling, oh Haridas, dear Haridas, you know what? This gentleman, He wants to destroy others' property. He's telling about committing, Sanatana Goswami committing suicide, right? His plan to commit suicide. So Mahaprabhu is telling to Haridas Thakur, this gentleman is destroying another's property. If someone is interested with another's property, he should not use that for his own, to fulfill his own desire. If he does so, it becomes unlawful. So ask him not to do it. So Mahaprabhu is telling. So there is a very beautiful point here to understand that a moment a person surrenders to Guru or Krishna, then his body is no more his property. It becomes the property of his Guru. Especially a disciple, once he takes a position, becomes a servant of a Guru, as a disciple of a Guru, then he becomes, his body becomes the property of the Guru. There is a beautiful story which I would like to, narrate here, because it has a greater connection with the point what we now read. As Mahaprabhu said, your body is my property. A similar incident happened in Sri Ramanuja Acharya's pastime also. And we all know that Sri Ramanuja Acharya, a very great Acharya in the Sri Vaishnava line. In fact, he is the Acharya of Sri Vaishnava line. And so once what happened was, when Ramanuja Acharya was, preaching this Vaishnavism in Srirangam, at that time, Kanchipuram was ruled by a Chola king. He became very envious seeing the glory and the fame of Ramanujacharya. Basically, this king, Chola king, was an impersonalist. So he could not tolerate, that, Ramanujacharya is spreading the glory of the Lord everywhere. So he had a minister, this Chola king had a minister who was also a very envious personality. And he was giving, idea to the king. If this Ramanujacharya's name and fame keeps spreading, then it's going to be very dangerous. So better to call him to our kingdom and arrange for a debate. And if he gets defeated, then, we can stop this propagation. If he is not defeated, then we should kill him. So he was giving a very horrific idea to the king. And the king was always also a very envious person. So basically, he also appreciated that idea. So then what they did was, they sent people, messengers, and they informed Ramanujacharya that now you have to come for a debate. So when he was called for a debate, he had an amazing and a very dedicated disciple. Of course, he had many disciples. One of the very dedicated disciple, his name was Kuresh. A disciple of that caliber, like a first-class disciple who is even ready to do anything for the Guru. So Kuresh could actually sense it, that something is going to go wrong. So he went and requested Sri Ramanujacharya that, please, my dear spiritual master, please do not go. Because if you go and if they trick something, trick you, and if they win, then, our philosophy, will get defeated. If you win, what will happen? They will kill you. So please, I beg you, kindly do not go and allow me to go on, in your place. So because he was a heartfelt request from his disciple and he was very stubborn about it, so Ramanujacharya could not refuse. So he took the dress of Ramanujacharya, because Ramanujacharya was wearing a saffron, because he took sannyas and he was a saffron dress. And Kuresh was a great devotee and disciple, and he was a grahasa, he was a family man. So he was wearing the white cloth. So now they exchanged. So now Kuresh is in saffron cloth and Ramanujacharya wore his cloth, and he requested him to escape from the place. So Ramanujacharya went out of that place. And now Kuresha went, for the debate. They thought it is Ramanujacharya. And then anyway, he went there. And it's a long story, but I'm just trying to just give you a little hint about this particular point. So little background. So then what happened was he went there, and so many pundits and scholars from various places came, to the Chola kingdom. But Kuresh, of course, he was full of pure devotion, and he defeated everybody. So then later they also found out that he's not Ramanujacharya. So then they thought, okay, we have to, what the punishment, the king said that pluck out his eyes. So his eyes was plucked out and he was driven away, and he was thrown in a forest. So now Kuresh, he was somehow Ramanujacharya came to know that Kuresh has lost his eyes, and he felt very sad that his disciple has, sacrificed and has gone through so much for him. But Kuresh felt very happy that at least I could save my spiritual master. I could do something for my spiritual master. And then that time also he was very grateful to the Lord, the mood of the pure devotees. He was very grateful to the Lord that you used me as an instrument, to serve my spiritual master. So then later what happened was, somehow Kuresh came back, and then Ramanujacharya said that you go and ask benedictions from the Lord Varadaraja. In Kanchipuram, there's a beautiful deity of Lord Varadaraja. Vara means benediction, boon. Da means one who gives boon. And Raja means who is the king who gives all boons. So such a beautiful deity. I don't know how many of you could get the chance, but if you get a chance, please do go and take darshan of this beautiful deity of Shri Varadaraja. So he went and he sang a lot of wonderful songs. And you know what he asked for? The Lord Varadaraja became very pleased, and he said, okay, ask any boon you like. And you know what he asked for? The first boon he asked for was, please forgive that minister who told the king, to call for a debate and kill Ramanujacharya. Please forgive him. Then second boon, the Lord asked, okay, ask more. And you know what he asked for? He asked, please forgive and free those, all those people who were part of committing this great sin of, plucking, his eyes and all that, because he knows that they will be suffering so much. And also the king who actually planned to kill Ramanujacharya. And what happened to the king was, within few days' time, the king contracted a very severe disease and he died. But even though he died, he prayed that, he should go to an auspicious destination. He should be freed from all sinful reactions. So the mood of Kuresha, that he was asking the Lord to forgive all those sinners. He did not ask anything for himself. That when Ramanujacharya heard that he did not ask for anything, then he said, he sent a message to Kuresh that your body is my property. You have surrendered to me. So now your body is my property. Your two eyes are not yours, it is mine. And I have to do so many things through those eyes. So please go and ask Varadaraja to give back those eyes, because those are my eyes. So don't be selfish. You ask the Lord to give back the eyes. So then, on the instruction of a spiritual master, Kuresha again went and prayed to the Lord. And he said to the Lord, in a very humble mood, my dear Lord, I am the insignificant servant of my spiritual master. And my spiritual master wants these two eyes back. If you are so pleased that if this eyes can be used in his service, then please grant me vision. Lord Varadaraja became so pleased. And when he offered obeisances and got up, he got back his vision. He was so ecstatic, and he offered his prayers, and he was rolling on the ground and offered his gratitude to the Lord. So we see here the disciples' body is no more his. It is the property of the master, the spiritual master. So, and actually speaking, it belongs to Krishna finally. So no one can say that, that's why people doing something like a self-harm, self-torture, all the things we cannot do to our body, because this body has been given to us by the Lord. We may not have a spiritual master, but yet this body is a gift given by the Lord, because it's very rare to get a human body. Scripture says that 84 lakh species of life, to get a human form of life is very, very rare. Very rare. Su durlabha. Durlabha means rare, and su durlabha means very, very rare. So one cannot destroy that. So, and especially when one has got a spiritual master, then one cannot do that, because he no more it is his property. It is the property of the spiritual master. So how can we torture and destroy the property of our master? One cannot do that. So one has a master, one who don't have a spiritual master, still Krishna is the supreme master. So one cannot do any harm, cannot think of even doing any harm for one's body or even for others' body also. Violence is completely prohibited. Violence to one's body and violence to others' body also. So this is something very important thing one has to we have to understand. That's why Srila Prabhupada said, we should not be body conscious, but we should be conscious of the body. What is the difference? Body conscious means one is always thinking, how can I enjoy? All the time thinking, how can I enjoy? That is body conscious. Doesn't matter, even it is in an illicit way or in a bad way, I just want to enjoy. So that is very bad. But conscious of the body is very important, because without this body, one cannot actually do anything. Without eyes, how can I see the Lord? Without ears, how can I even hear about the Lord? Without tongue, how can I chant the name of the Lord? So without this body, without this instrument, we cannot perform anything. We cannot perform any devotional service, Lord. We cannot, even attain self-realization or God realization. So it is very, very important to see that we protect this body and maintain the body in a sense of service. And we should not harm it at any cost, because by harming, we are actually displeasing the Lord, completely displeasing. And the gift which has been given by the Lord, we are insulting, and we are destroying the gift given by the Lord. And for that we have to undergo punishment. That's why they say people who commit a suicide, that means prematurely, untimely, one is taking his life away. Say, for example, the soul has to stay in a particular body for 50 years. And if someone has prematurely taken his life, say 40 years, 10 years before, so then what happens? That soul will not get another human body, or will not get a body only for another 10 years. It has to roam around without getting a body. That is a punishment, because one has misused or exploited or abused the gift which has been given. So because he has not valued the gift, he will not be given till the time he is, he's destined to get it. So that is why untimely death, what happens is that the Atma, the soul, won't get a gross body, and it roams around. That is why sometimes we say it's like a ghost or all that. And also the other danger is that in a ghostly body, the soul suffers a lot, because the soul still has the subtle mind. Desires are there, but the desires cannot be fulfilled. For example, feel thirsty, what we do? We have a hand, so we can hold a cup of water and we can drink it. But if a soul doesn't have a gross body, the gross senses, how to drink water? So thirsty, hungry, and so much desires, not able to fulfill. That's why sometimes what happens, we say that that, the ghostly body, we say that, which has no gross body, it enters someone else's body and tries to fulfill the desires. And that's where we say that it's ghost haunted, because the soul, which has no gross body, enters into another gross body to fulfill his or her desires. So, and undergo so much suffering. So sometimes one may think, okay, too much suffering, so let me end my life. That will give me peace. But actually, it gives more suffering, because there is no grass body only. And it has to suffer till he is destined to get another body, which is very, very painful. And no hope of self-realization, because it's a big sin committed. So in what way it is going to benefit anyone? It is not going to benefit anybody. So giving up one's life is not a solution for solving any problems. So the only solution is that we take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord by chanting the name of the Lord, praying to the Lord, being in the association, begging for his mercy, crying to him to protect. And that's the only way one can actually get rid of their problems. Nothing else can save us. These shortcuts, won't work, because Mahaprabhu also says at one point that these activities are sinful because it is done in the mode of ignorance. Tamoguna. Driven by tamoguna, one takes his life away. So it is important that one values whatever has been gifted by the Lord. And especially when someone and in fact, these pure devotees, we may think, are they in tamoguna? No. We discussed this last week itself. They are not driven by tamoguna, but Mahaprabhu is telling us this activity as such is driven by tamoguna. But theirs and the common person taking his life is different, because the common people take their life because my desires are fulfilled. Maybe they had a desire. We see many, many examples. I mean, many stories in the newspaper and television. One person would have loved one girl, and then that girl he did not get, maybe love failure, he committed suicide. Or someone, wanted to, achieve something, maybe financially they couldn't, get what they want, and they committed suicide. Or somebody could not study, and we see that many students also, they had some expectation and they could not, fulfill it. We see so many cases like that. So these are all driven by this material lust, because my desires are not fulfilled, I am not happy, what is the use, let me give up my life. But this pure devotees, they want to give up their life not for their enjoyment. They are thinking that I am useless, I can't serve the Lord, my body is useless, I can't do anything, so what is the point living? So their vision and mood is completely different. But yet Mahaprabhu says, doesn't matter whether it is pure desire or it is a material desire, giving up life is not a solution. That's what he's making clear. So it is a very important point the Lord is making here. And also from this pastime, we can also get other wonderful lessons also. And as we see that, and then after this incident, Mahaprabhu says this, Haridas Thakur is telling that, my dear Lord, we cannot easily understand your purpose. We think we are the doers. And only when you tell us or explain to us who what purpose you have in mind, we can understand you. So he's telling this. Actually, the point is that many times we think we are the doers. Sometimes, when we achieve something wonderful, we think, oh yeah, I did it. I did it. Even if we don't spell it out, internally we feel that, oh yeah, it's because of me it has happened. So we like to take credit for ourselves if anything good happens. So that is, again, we see that we are driven by these modes always, either sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. We are always driven by these modes, And then we are actually becoming a puppet in the hands of Maya. And then we always claim ownership, claim that credit for every activity. But whereas pure devotees we see, like Sanatana Goswami said, I am puppet in your hands. As you make me dance, I will dance. So there is a difference between us and the pure devotees. The pure devotees, they feel they are puppet in the hands of the Supreme Lord. And they think, I am just an instrument, you know. Whatever has happened, everything has happened only by the mercy of the Lord. I actually did not do anything. It is the Lord's kindness that he used me. But whereas in the normal, conditioned soul, what happens that easily our mind feels that I have only done it. So that is a mood like that is the sign of we being the puppet in the hands of Maya, and the pure devotees are puppet in the hands of Krishna. They always want to be. And we see Srila Prabhupada's life also. Srila Prabhupada did something which in history we can't find anyone has done like that in that age, like between 70 and 80, an age of 70 and 80, to open 108 temples. Not just open, establish proper temples. Not 1, 2, 3, 108. Just a span of 10 years, not from the age of 30 or 40 or 50. It is between 70 and 80. And he traveled the globe 14 times in those 10 years. Wrote 80 volumes of books. Slept hardly 3 to 4 hours. And made so many people's life completely transformed. Millions of people's life transformed. And when he was asked, the reporter said, oh my God, what a great feat you have done. You must be God. And Srila Prabhupada said, I am not God. I am a servant of God. And then he corrected, I am trying to be servant of God. That is the humility of pure devotees. And he always gave credit to his guru, his spiritual master, and to Krishna. So that is what is a pure devotee. They always like to be a puppet. They feel that I am just a puppet in the hands of my Guru and Krishna. They are doing everything. I am just an instrument. That's why Krishna said to Arjuna, Arjuna, in the Bhagavad Gita, you just become an instrument. Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachi. Arjuna, I have already killed all the people. You just become an instrument and get the credit. So in our life also, how important for us to understand the hand of Guru and Krishna. Alone, what strength do we possess? It is that by their grace, by their blessings, by their mercy, that we are able to do something. If at all we are able to do something wonderful. So it is very important for us to be grateful, first thoughtful. If you are thoughtful, only we can become grateful. So we are thoughtful of what mercy we are receiving, that I could do all these things. That's why the great devotees, they say that, that verse which I recited before the class started, Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langayate girim etkripa tamaham mandeshi gurum tena tarinam, paramananda madhavam Shri Chaitaneshwaram. What does it mean? By the grace of Guru, by the grace of the teacher, spiritual master, what happens? A lame can cross mountains. A lame can cross mountains. A dumb can speak eloquently. And even a blind can see stars. So who gets the credit? The credit goes to the Guru. Credit goes to Krishna. Because they empower even a dumb man to speak eloquently. They can empower a lame man to cross mountains. So the lame man cannot say, oh yeah, it is me who has done it. No, where is that mercy coming from? That is why it is very important for us to see in our life what mercy we are receiving, to be very grateful. Because when we are grateful, we will not become proud. Otherwise, what happens when we are not thoughtful and when we are not grateful, then naturally we'll become very proud. And we think, yeah, everything happens because of me. That arrogance and proud comes there. So the pride. And when pride comes, then everything collapses over a period of time. So it is important for us to understand this point, that how we should become very grateful and give credit to all those personalities who are the people behind, who are empowering us, blessing us, and praying for us. In fact, many people are praying for us. That's why we are, whatever good situation we are in now, it is because of the prayers and blessings of many personalities. Otherwise, what hope do we have, right? So this is one of the other important takeaway we can get from this, Sanatana Goswami's this particular session, what we discussed. And also, to see that, and another very important point it is mentioned here is that, it is a very important point. You see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the very beginning, he will tell to, and he will embrace Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami says, oh, my dear Lord, don't touch me. But Mahaprabhu would say to Sanatana Goswami that, by touching your body, I am getting purified. He's Supreme Lord, and he says, by touching your body, I get purified. So he glorifies Sanatana Goswami so much. But we see after some time, he says, you're talking like a fool. He says that what decision you are taking to give up your life, this is mode of ignorance. So he's chastising. So sometimes the Lord or the spiritual master may chastise us. The guru is not always saying, oh, you're wonderful, you're nice, you're this. He will also chastise. A teacher means he corrects. So, but then we only take the good thing, and when he corrects it, we cannot take it. That's not a symptom of a pure, symptom of a good disciple. A good disciple is someone who actually feels honored. Haridas Thakur tells to Sanatana Goswami, you are the most fortunate because the Lord has chastised you. And the Lord says that your body is my property. You are the most fortunate in this world. So chastisement, sometimes when our spiritual teachers correct us, it is for our benefit. So that's why it is said that sometimes the spiritual master is like a soft like a rose. Sometimes they are very soft like a rose also, and sometimes hard like a thunderbolt. Like a thunderbolt smashing like a mountain of false ego. So they can be in those two, they can become soft and they can become hard also. For whose benefit? It is for our benefit. So when we take it in that proper sense without false ego, then our life becomes blessed. Then we can become proper instruments or perfect instruments of the Guru and Krishna. Otherwise, what happens? I don't want to be corrected. So then it is very difficult, with all our, anarthas, unwanted things sitting in the heart, and we don't want to be corrected, and we are always correct. When we have that mentality, then it is very difficult to progress, even in a normal life, right? Just imagine a student, if he doesn't want to get corrected. Of course, nowadays, Kali Yuga is progressing. I think every one of us are becoming more sensitive and very delicate. And especially we can see this generation of, people coming up also, very delicate and very sensitive. Nobody likes to get corrected. But our acharyas are all saying that people who correct you are your best friends. Otherwise, how will we know that what is lacking in us, what wrong we are doing? If someone is always appreciating, then we have no hope of progressing. So it is important that if some devotees or somebody who is authorized and bona fide, of course, corrects us, we should take that as a mercy. We should take that as a blessing. Oh, this devotee has taken, is concerned about me. Is trying to, tell me something which is for my good. And if we take in that vision, then we see that we can progress. Not only we just progress, we will become a pleasing instruments in the hands of Guru and Krishna. But if you don't want to become a pleasing instrument in the hand of Krishna, I don't want to be correct, let me be where I am, then we can be like that, stagnant for many years. We will not be able to experience those devotional ecstasies. We will not be able to, experience that ultimate fruit, which we are actually talking about, which we are desiring. So if at all we want all that, then we need to actually also, take these things. So all our great devotees, Sanatana Goswami could have said, oh, why my Lord is chastising me? No. If a chastisement comes from a guru, it is a blessing. It should be taken in that sense. And that's what the pure devotees have done it. So this is another very nice thing which we can meditate upon. And then, of course, after that, Haridas Thakur and Sanatana Goswami, after Mahaprabhu embraced again, Sanatana Goswami, and he left. And then now, Haridas Thakur is glorifying Sanatana Goswami. Oh, how fortunate are you that the Lord has, considered your body as his own property. So we could understand that he is expecting you to write books, scriptures that will benefit the people, So like that, he's glorifying Sanatana Goswami. There is no one more fortunate than you. And then he says that my body is useless. I am not, doing anything for the Lord, and I can't do anything for the Lord. Then immediately Sanatana Goswami is telling, oh, my dear Haridas Thakur, who is more fortunate? In fact, you are more fortunate. Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to this world? One of the reasons is that he wants to give this Hare Krishna mantra to everyone. That is the shloka we read today before the class. The purpose of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course, there is an internal reason and there is an external reason for the Lord to appear in this world. The internal reason is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna wanted to know how his devotees can love him so much. Why they are loving me so much and how they can love me so much. What is there in me that they are loving me so much? And especially the gopis, especially Srimati Radharani. How is it possible? I want to taste that love. I want to understand that love. So that's why he took the mood of Srimati Radharani and her color. When you take a mood of someone, naturally, you get that features also, that, so he took the mood and color. So that is why Krishna, who is blackish in complexion, became golden in complexion as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And because he's in the mood of Srimati Radharani, he was always calling for Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So that is the internal reason. So what is the external reason for the Lord to come down? Because he knows the people of Kali Yuga are suffering so much. They cannot do the austerities what the previous people of other yugas did it. Like Satya Yuga people were doing tapasya. They were doing meditation for so many thousands of years to achieve perfection. And the Treta Yuga people were doing a lot of different yajnas, sacrifices. And the Dwapara Yuga people were doing elaborate temple worship. So all these things are not possible in Kali Yuga because of a very short lifespan. Not even 100 people living. So what can we do with all these previous formulas are all outdated now. So what to do? So Mahaprabhu mercifully came. Krishna mercifully came. Oh, I have to deliver all these people. So he gave a formula which is the most simplest. The Hare Krishna mantra, chanting the holy name of the Lord. And what is the benefit a person gets? He gets the same benefit what the person in Satya Yuga did by the complex process. The Treta Yuga people and Dwapara Yuga people, what they did it for so many years, that can be easily achieved by just chanting the holy name of the Lord and no rules and regulations. And that is the external reason he came to give the Hare Krishna mantra freely to everyone, not seeing any qualification, just give without any discrimination. So that is the reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. So Sanatana Goswami is telling to Haridas Thakur, but he could not do to everybody. So he is doing through you, Haridas. Because Haridas Thakur, every day he would chant 300,000 names. I told in the earlier class, he is none other than Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma came as Haridas Thakur in Chaitanya Leela. And 300,000 names every single day he would chant. And Sanatana Goswami said, and another important point, he said, there are some people who does achar. Achar means they have a good behavior, they do follow the principles, but they don't do prachar. They don't share this with others. They just do it for themselves. And there are some people who does prachar, who goes and, teach everybody, but they don't follow. They don't behave. But my dear Haridas, you do both, achar and prachar. So you are the perfect spiritual master for the whole world. So in that way, Sanatana Goswami is glorifying Haridas Thakur. This is a proper mood. When we come as a devotees, we see those wonderful things, not simply flattering people. The spiritual substance, the real thing, the connection with the Lord, we glorify, and we should glorify devotees. And we see how wonderfully Sanatana Goswami and Haridas Thakur, they glorify each other, humble. Oh, no, I am not doing anything. Actually, you are doing everything. You are the nice devotee. Out of humility, they are glorifying. So this is wonderful. And then what happened? I'm just watching the time. Okay. So, so then what happens is that this is another nice incident was that Sanatana Goswami, he's staying there and he's actually Ratha Yatra time came. So that time Mahaprabhu danced. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he dances, it's amazing. I think we covered this point in one of the earlier sessions, the Ratha Yatra sessions, how Mahaprabhu danced amazingly, with all those ecstatic symptoms, the water, tears from his eyes were like pouring out like a syringe and touching and wetting others' bodies around. That's the ecstasy. The Lord is dancing. So when Sanatana Goswami saw that, he was astonished. And that time, devotees from Bengal, every year they come, during the rainy season, 4 months of rainy season, they come, they take part in the Rath Yatra festival, and then they stay for 4 months, and take the association of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they all came. So now Mahaprabhu is introducing Sanatana Goswami to all those devotees. Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Shivas Pandit, Shankar Pandit, Gadadhar Pandit, Vakreshwar Pandit, all great personalities. So he's introducing all of them. And then, the etiquette, the mannerism, you see that. And the Lord is telling you can offer obeisances to all these devotees as per their position, what befits them. So when you see a senior devotee, he said, when a senior, so what did Sanatana Goswami did? Whoever is senior to him, he offered his obeisances. And whoever is equal to him, he accepted them as friends. He embraced them. And whoever is younger to him, he offered his mercy. Mercy, friendship, and honor. So similarly, when we see someone superior, senior, even if we can't, it is important that we offer our pranams. If not, at least mentally we should offer pranams. And someone of the same this thing, then we have that friendly relationship. And then someone who is like quite, new and quite young, for them, we actually share that mercy, what we have got, with them. So in that way, Mahaprabhu wanted Sanatana Goswami to get the blessings of all the Bengal devotees. And everyone was so pleased with Sanatana Goswami because he was so humble. Very, very humble. What a combination, you see. If someone is very knowledgeable, the combination is knowledge and pride goes together, generally, in the material world. But here we see he was mastered in all the scriptures. And what was his quality? So humble, down to earth, as if he don't know anything. So that's a combination. So naturally he attracted, his humility attracted all the devotees. At one point, Mahaprabhu earlier said also, your humility is breaking my heart. That was the humility, humble nature of Sanatana Goswami. So in that way, Sanatana Goswami, he attracted everyone's mercy. And then after that, all the devotees went back to Bengal, but Sanatana Goswami stayed back under the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he attended other festivals. Then coming to the climax pastime for today is that, so once Mahaprabhu wanted to test Sanatana Goswami. So he was in a garden that is a very beautiful garden called Yameshwar Tota. So it is a garden of Lord Shiva. It's a beautiful temple there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came there, and he sent a message for Sanatana Goswami to come and have lunch with him. So when he received the message, he became overwhelmed. Oh, Mahaprabhu is calling me. So much joy, so much of bliss. And Sanatana Goswami was just coming. And that time, India, we know, especially now itself, if you see the March only in India, you see it's so hot weather. And especially I have seen when Jagannath Puri, when you go in the summer season, the sand beach, the beach sand, so hot, we know, in the hot summer season, when we can't even keep our barefoot there, we get blisters, so hot. And Sanatana Goswami is coming through that beach side, walking on the sand, and he's coming, it is so hot, like a fire, but he's just walking and walking, and he's coming there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servant Govinda gives them remnants of the Mahaprasad to Sanatana Goswami. He had that, and then he went to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, how did you come, Sanatana? Which way did you take? Because there was two ways to come. One is you can come through the beach way, which is so hot and very long also. And you have another way, which is through the Jagannath temple, the Lion Gate side you can come, which is very cool and nice and pleasant and quick also. So he asked which way you took. So now Sanatana Goswami said, I took the beach way. So then Mahaprabhu out of, is asking, oh, it is so hot. You must have got blisters in your souls, and how did you tolerate that? So he's asking. So Sanatana Goswami is saying, my dear Lord, I did not feel much suffering. I did not even knew that I got blisters. I can't come through the other direction because, if the servants of Jagannath, the people who are serving Lord Jagannath, they would keep walking around that place. And if I touch them or they unknowingly touch me, then, it is so inauspicious. That's it. I'm committing a great aparad. Why did he say like that? Of course, there are reasons there. See, Sanatana Goswami was born in a very pious family. In fact, a pious Saraswat Brahmana family. Very high class, according to externally we see in a social this thing. He was born in a very high class family. But because he worked under a king who was totally against the Vedic principles, and his name was also got changed, he considered himself as an outcast. So he did not want to, in India those days like that, if someone goes and works for somebody who is against the religious principles, those people who are, break all the principles and who don't follow the Vedic culture, then what happens? They are considered like an outcast. Though they may be born in a whatever family, Brahmana family or any family, but they would be considered as a low caste. So that's what happened to Sanatana Goswami. And so he says that now anyway I am considered like that, so I can't go in that direction because then I will be, causing trouble for all these servants of Lord Jagannath. So when Mahaprabhu heard, he became very pleased. And then he said that, by touching your body, everyone gets purified, even the devatas. Even the devatas and saintly people get purified by touching your body. But yet, you followed the culture, you followed the tradition, you maintained that etiquette of not going through that direction. That is very wonderful. And he says, maintenance of Vaishnava etiquette is the ornament of a devotee. So, say for example, if there is a social, if say a temple has got a rule, so and so one has to go, so and so should not go, then we should follow that rules. Just because, not thinking that I am a great devotee, so I can break all the principles. Who cares that? Who put that rule? That is arrogance. Here, Sanatana Goswami is a pure devotee. He is fully qualified, very knowledgeable. In every sense, he deserves. And he can break any principle also. But yet, he did not do anything. He maintained. That's a gentleman, in simple words. So, that is very important for a devotee. A devotee means he follows that etiquette. Where needs to give respect, one has to give respect. Where one needs to behave in such a manner, one behaves in that particular manner. They don't think, I am so and so, so I can do anyway. No, because they consider themselves very humble. Because a devotee means he considers himself insignificant. So then naturally he follows all the etiquettes. Even though he don't have to, he's not obliged in one sense, but yet he follows. And he maintains that etiquette. So Mahaprabhu is very pleased and he's glorifying Sanatana Goswami that Vaishnava etiquette is an ornament of a devotee. So we have Maryada Palana Haye Sadhura Bhushana. Bhushana is ornament. That is the ornament of a sadhu or a saintly person or a devotee. So how important for us to learn this Vaishnava etiquette. Where we need to offer obeisances, we need to offer obeisances. Where we should not open our mouth, we should not open our mouth. There are certain etiquettes. Of course, there are certain separate classes for Vaishnava etiquette, what to do, what not to do. Sadachar, Vaishnava Sadachar. That is a long list, but at least the basics. So it's important for us to first to know it first. What is that Sadachar? What are those etiquettes one has to follow? Like we say in general mannerism also, even in a family, when we see that there is certain mannerism. When we go to a workplace, there is some mannerism. In a workplace, we follow that, whether we like it or not, because we know that if we don't follow, we will be fired. But in a spiritual line, in a spiritual life, in a spiritual culture, we follow it. Not because we will get fired, nobody is going to fire, but it is to please the Lord, because that is very pleasing to the Lord. So Vaishnava behavior is something which we can learn, try to learn, and then apply in our lives, because that will please the Lord very much. Like they said, as Sanatana Goswami said, some people preach, but they don't behave. So some people behave, but they don't preach. So we want to follow the line of Haridas Thakur, that we also want to follow nicely. We also want to follow the behavior, whatever the behavior which is prescribed, we want to follow, and also we want to share. So that's our prayer to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that we can become useful, pleasing instruments in the hands of Sri Guru Gauranga and Vaishnavas. So I will stop here. Today is also the disappearance day of Sri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, is one of the acharyas in the disciplic succession in the parampara. A very great personality. In fact, he lived nearly 140 years. 140 years nearly he lived. A very great Vaishnava, and he was given the title Vaishnava Sarvabhauma, the topmost among the Vaishnavas. So we have got such great acharyas in our line. Many pastimes are there, but we do not have time. Maybe another time we can talk about him. But we offer our prayers and the lotus feet of such great acharyas to bless us, so that all that we are now learning, discussing, talking, that we can reflect on that, in a proper mood, and we will be empowered and blessed to apply in our lives, so that it is pleasing to the Lord. And also today is the disappearance day of another great personality, also Rasikananda Prabhu, again coming in the line. He's a disciple of Shyamananda Pandit, a very, very amazing devotee. I'll just say this one thing and then stop here, that I couldn't just control, not telling this. See how humble, again, the devotees are. Rasikananda Prabhu, such an amazing, pure devotee of the Lord, Mahabhagavat. So one time he was actually brushing his teeth. Those days they used the neem, stick, to brush the teeth. So the villagers all came and they were so excited and they were telling Rasikananda Prabhu, you know what? There is a great magician, a great yogi who is flying in the air. And everyone is seeing like a mat or something. He's sitting there and he's flying. And the whole village was became so excited to see, wow, what a great yogi he is. And they all are coming and telling to Rasikananda Prabhu, let's go and see this yogi, amazing. And Rasikananda Prabhu, what did he do? He was hearing for few times. Then he took that, that brush, that neem, small brush. He took that and he put it under him and he flew everywhere in the sky. And everyone were like stunned. Oh my God. And then, a few moments he came back.
The last 6 months.
The point is that sometimes we may think that, oh, so-called yogis doing miracles and this and that. No. Bhakti yogi, as Krishna says, the topmost yogi. Yoginam api sarvesham matkaten antaratmana. The topmost yogi is a bhakti yogi, and he possesses all the skills. He possesses all the, power, but he don't show to people to get cheap adoration and followers. He just uses everything in the service of the Lord. He don't want to show how powerful I am. He want to show to the world how powerful is my Lord. But the other so-called people, what they want to show their, prowess. So I am this, I am that, I can do this. It's all about me. But the pure devotees, they always want to broadcast not their powers. They want to broadcast the power of the Supreme Lord, but they are also very powerful. So when Rasikananda Prabhu showed that, they were all stunned. Then they could understand the mercy of the Lord. By getting devotion, one can get everything. These are all just side products, byproducts. So that great personality's disappearance. Disappearance day means the day they went back to Krishna. So it is a very auspicious day. We can pray to all these great personalities to bless us with that pure devotion, bless us with this ultimate gift of pure devotional service. So with that prayer, we will end here. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, and over to Ranjani, my Prabhu.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Mother, is it okay if I can ask one question quick? If it is not late.
Yeah.
So, Mataji, like when you are highlighting the point of curious, so every time we hear these stories of Vaishnavas, compassion, and it gives different mood every time, different joy in the heart.
Yeah.
And in the word, if you see, like if we are getting little disrespect by some other person, knowingly or unknowingly, just by that, it's the mood gets changed automatically when next time meet. The thought process change. We start disrespecting the person or neglecting the person. Just a little disrespect. So apart from that, thought to like what is the force which makes them so compassionate, Mataji? Like you told the list as well, like how the priority was there. So first priority was there to forgive them, those who has involved in this. So how it compassion comes and how thought process comes in the thought of pure devotee, that they are not able to means they are so compassionate toward the person, even they have taken out the eyes and did the horrible thought. So That's what Mataji, if you can help me in that, yeah.
The thing is, I mean, one other thing which I was kind of contemplating on this was that they know their eternal position. They know who they are truly. The point is that in this world, we forget our eternal position, that I am servant of the Supreme Lord, because I think that I am so and so, everything on a bodily platform and bodily designation. That's what we always remember. But then we see that the pure devotees are always able to remember their eternal identity, that I am actually servant of God. And they know that the Lord is a master, He's an enjoyer. And as soon as the word servant comes, it naturally, the understanding is that I am just to be enjoyed, and I am to be, my role is to serve the Lord. So then what happens when this connection, when the real relationship is understood, then what happens? They see everything in relationship with that. Because I know my relationship with the Lord is I'm servant of the Lord. And then everyone is part and parcel of the Lord. Because everyone is part and parcel of the Lord, how can I be envious of anybody? How can I actually think of violence to anybody? Because I love my Lord, that means I love everything who are part and parcels. So naturally, that's why we say Pandita Samadarshana, because they see the Lord in everybody. Because they know their relationship. They are always in that conscious. That's why Krishna conscious, because they know who is Krishna and who am I and what is my relationship. At least I can say, whenever I give class, probably when I read scriptures or whenever here and there, I remember my relationship with Krishna. That's all. But then do I remember 24/7 my relationship with Krishna? Wish I can, but I'm not. I pray that I can come to that, So when we remember our relationship, our position as a servant of the Lord, then naturally the mood is that's what they say. When I have prema for the Lord, when I have love for the Lord, because I know He is my master, my well-wishing master, then naturally prema for the Lord, then all those connected with the Lord, karuna for all the entities. That's why pure devotee is a prema for the Lord, maitri. Prema, maitri, kripa, upeksha. Prema for the Lord, maitri means friendship with all the fellow devotees, and kripa, they are merciful to those who are deprived of that mercy. So because they are always in the conscious that He is my master, I am a servant. Very clear. They never think I am the master. But the problem with the conditioned soul is, the conditioned soul is majority of the time thinks I am the master. So then naturally, when anyone says anything, it pokes. The false ego gets hurt. Oh, I am a master. I am supposed to be enjoyed. Who are you to come and, interrupt my enjoyment? Then anger comes. Then, revenge comes. All these things comes because you have disturbed my plan. I am the enjoyer. But pure devotees, they never think they are the enjoyer. They think I am the servant. So that is a difficult part. Theoretically, one can understand, but to put it in practice is something like this process of devotional service. When we keep doing and keep reading the books, and then by the mercy of the Lord, when we constantly remember that we are servant of Krishna, then gradually we can develop everything falls in place. The Lord being kind to others, even if someone is saying, anyway, I am a servant. And, I don't deserve, in fact, I deserve more. Like the pure devotees say, I deserve more troubles and sufferings upon me. But my Lord, you are so kind upon me that you have reduced it and you have showered your mercy upon me. That's their mode. But it is not something impossible, but it's a gradual process of uh, Krishna consciousness, where we gradually evolve and grow, and we ourselves we see. And of course, Prabhu, you are asking for the benefit of others, I guess. But this is what I could share at this point of time. Does it make sense, Prabhu?
Thank you so much, Mataji. It was very like deep understanding and vital words. So thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Mataji, for wonderful class. Like so many practical point has come and a different aspect also has come through. This is not my body, and so many pastime. And so let me share my screen. We'll go ahead quickly for the announcement and the other part of the session. Sorry if I'm sharing the wrong window. Hope everyone can see my screen. Okay. So now the time for all of us to share some of the takeaway points which we have learned during the class, and so many wonderful points and aspect has been covered.
Also,
So I would read out. Many devotees have already put. So I'll start reading, and meanwhile
sorry,
you can
Prabhu.
put it.
Sorry, Prabhu. Just one point I just thought to share. I mean, just quickly. And this point,
Ji,
the
ma'am.
question which you raised, one of the practical things which we can always also do is that we can write a gratitude journal every night. Every
Mhm.
night before we go to bed, it is nice to write a gratitude journal. Like in the sense, at least three things which I am grateful for. So every day when we keep writing this gratitude journal, over a period of time, what happens? It develops the feeling of gratitude in our heart more. And then we start to see everyone and everything in a mood of gratitude. Even it could be a small thing, then we start to see in that angle. Then when this heart gets filled with this quality of gratitude more and more and more, then what happens? Even when someone hurts, someone does something, then again we see that, oh, maybe this person has done this time, but this person has earlier helped me, this person has earlier did this for me. Or even if they have not done something also, we try to see, is that something which we can see? Or we can say, we will think that, okay, maybe unknowingly, because probably they did not know, that's why they ended up doing this. So this is one practical thing which we can try to do, is that to write a gratitude journal every day before going to bed. At least 3 points, 3 things on the day. Today, what I am grateful for. At least 3 points. It will hardly take 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Like that, if every night we do this, it is an exercise by which we can cultivate gratitude more and more. And the more the gratitude, the feeling comes, then the more the forgiveness quality, because they're all complements each other, so we can develop that attitude of forgiveness more, and we can able to connect everything with Krishna very over a period of time. So this is one practical tip I thought I'll share.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji, for writing and more practical way. Thank you, Mataji. So I will read out some of the devotees who has shared the takeaways. So Vijayalakshmi Mata has mentioned the mood of a pure devotee is such that we are all suffering for the pleasure of Lord Guru. Our body is the property of Lord, so must used wisely. Violence of any kind, not for the self, but others, too much not to committed because it's property of the Lord, it's Hari property. We are feel doer, although non-doer, drive by three gunas and puppet of Maya. In contrary, pure devotees are puppet of hands of Guru and Govinda. God can empower the lowest to the position of the highest. The Lord is so humble, he says, by touching his pure devotees is indeed a glorification. Pure devotee who correct us, we must take it as a blessings and mercy. Out of Maya, we feel the opposite. Mahaprabhu took the mood and color of Radharani, Haridas Thakur's Lord Brahma, and Hari Haraya Nama. So thank you so much, Vijayalakshmi Mataji, for putting so many wonderful points. Lalita Mataji has mentioned, one who have surrendered to Krishna or our spiritual master, no bother about our body and soul. So try to fully surrender. We take shelter of lotus feet of Krishna, trying to be servant of Krishna. Vijayalakshmi Mataji mentioned again, Mahaprabhu dance, a release for the soul, offer obeisances to the senior devotee. How fantastic to see Sanatan Goswami so mad of the Lord. Sanatan Goswami did not have body consciousness, hence could not feel the glitters of the feet. Maintaining Vaishnava etiquette is the ornaments of the devotee. We should have a class on Vaishnava etiquette, Mataji. So definitely, Mataji, will take this point, and I think definitely will plan. Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Hita Kumari Mataji is mentioned. Thank you, Mataji, for today's session. Thank you, Mataji, for being here. Geeta Govind Prabhu has mentioned. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Geet Govind Prabhu, for your kind participation here. We must never forget about our eternal relationship with the Lord. Uh, Thank you, Vijay Lakshmi Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Chandrakant Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu, for here. Hema Mataji is meant. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Hema Mataji, for here. I am not the enjoyer. Must constantly remember Hari Bol Mataji. Thank you, Vijay Lakshmi Mataji. Kanchan Mataji has mentioned, all always glorify the devotees. We are the servant and of the servant of the Lord. Jai. Vandana Mataji has mentioned, if sorry, my throat is bad. If some devotees correct us, we should take it as very positive that they have concern for us and they have taken time to correct us. And then we will become a pleasing instrument in God's service. Thank you, Vandana Mataji, for putting such a wonderful point. Daily gratitude journal. We are all servant of the Lord, and Kartik Pro has mentioned Kuresha forgiveness and his attitude is amazing towards his master and the common people. So thank you so much, devotees, for putting nice takeaways. Hope you will apply in your life and share with others as well. So we'll move ahead further. Some announcements. So some highlights of the last week. So yeah, this is amazing service which we do every Wednesday. So this week Mathura Dham devotee Har Prasad Prabhu has went for Food for Life program which happens near to the ISKCON Soho. We go and serve the homeless people, a needy person, serve prasad and other items. So this is like one of the very purifying service. Devotees goes out. So we would like to say, if devotees can unmute themselves and three times say Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, as our culture is to say thank to Prabhu. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
So this is one of the challenging service, going out in the cold and giving prasadam, but it's amazing and devotee get very nice realization. So I would request, if you have time, you can come forward and give your time name to the concerned Dham devotees, so you can also get the opportunity to be a part of this service.
Prabhu, sorry,
Haribol.
just
So
to
this,
add, quick add to that point, that it is happening every Wednesday, and I think it is each week one dham is going. So that means once in a month only this opportunity is coming for each circle, and it is really a very, very wonderful service, and definitely they need a lot of hands. Minimum 3 people at a moment at one time is required, because there are so many different prasadam to serve, and one devotee is really hard. So we really, really request, there are so many devotees in our yatra. So it will be a very, very enlivening, fulfilling, we feel heartwarming service, to distribute prasadam to others. Now the weather is also getting better compared to what it was earlier. So really request devotees, please take this very seriously, this wonderful service. We are getting only once in a while, and many, many devotees can come forward, even youngsters, youths, adults, Matajis. But please, please gear up for this wonderful service. They are really looking for more hands. So thank you, Ranjani Madam.
yeah, thank you, Mataji, for writing. So now, amazing online morning japa with the devotees. So we'll request all the devotees if they can make this happening on daily basis, just a reminder for everyone. That happens on 5 to 8 a.m. daily morning in the Zoom. So devotees can be a part of devotee association online via Zoom. Very good. So now this time for community birthday. So this time we have from Dwarka Dham, 17th March, there are birthday of 3 devotees. First is Rashraj Narsimha Prabhu, Chaitanya Mataji, and Vishwak Prabhu Haribol. From Jagannath Dham, on 10th March, we had birthday of Charvik Prabhu and Mathura Dham. Today is like 11th is the birthday of Amit Agrawal Prabhu, and 14th March, the birthday of Nika, is like the daughter of Kartik Prabhu. So I would humbly request all the devotees, those are all wonderful devotees and they are doing a lot of services on, all kids are participating, growing in their Krishna consciousness journey. So I would request if all of you can pray for their well-being and happy Krishna conscious and for their devotional life. So I would request if all devotees can unmute themselves and we can chant one time Hare Krishna loudly for these wonderful devotees. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare
Ram,
Hare.
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
So
Hare
thank you
Krishna,
so
Krishna
much, all
Krishna,
the
Hare
devotees,
Hare,
for
Rama,
your
Hare
prayers and
Rama, Hare
blessings
Hare.
for these wonderful devotees. And some announcement. I think Mataji already spoke about this, but just reiterate. So today is the disappearance day of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj and Rashkanand Prabhu. So Mataji has highlighted one pastime for those both the person. The 13th March is the appearance day of Srila Purushottam Das Thakur. So that's also one of the announcement. And yes, Hari Bol. So thank you so much, all the devotees, for joining. I'll see if anything. So I'll just read out one devotee point who has mentioned. So Yudhishthir went to describing the glories of forgiveness. I shall cite to you the verse spoken in ancient time by Rishi Kashyap. Forgiveness is virtue, for forgiveness is sacrifice, and forgiveness is the Vedas. Forgiveness is the purity and penance. It is truth, piety, religion, and holy Narayan. Through forgiveness, the universe is sustained, and by practicing forgiveness, a man can attain the everlasting. So, Aruna Mataji, thanks, Mataji. And today is Ashish Prabhu wedding anniversary as well. So, someone has messaged me. So, we can also pray for they both are very sincere devotees and doing a lot of services in Chelmsford. So, I would request all devotees can pray for well-being. And we can chant one more time Hare Krishna Mantra if you like. And meanwhile, we'll get the opportunity that getting darshan as well.
Yeah,
Hare
Jagannath,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama,
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Who can you
Mataji, can
spotlight?
we get this?
Yeah, can you spotlight, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, just a second.
Can you see?
Yes,
Someone is already
I
spotlighted, I
spotlighted.
think.
Hi. श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। पंचतत्वा की जय। श्री गौरनिताय की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। हरि बोल। Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.
Thank you so much, everyone. And we look forward to see you next week. Jai Jagannath. Hari Bol.
Hare Bol.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Bol. Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so
Hare
much,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.